Hi, welcome back once again to CBSE Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain. This is our second episode for Class 11 Economics. We're discussing microeconomics. In the last class or episode, we discussed about the basic economic problem. How does it arise? We learned that basic economic problem arises because of three reasons. One, human wants are unlimited. Two, resources are scarce or limited. And the third one is these resources have alternate uses. That is, if you put a resource for one use, you can't use it for another use. That is why we have to make a choice. This choice is basic economic problem. So we summed it up last class that basic economic problem is the problem of choice because of unlimited wants, unlimited resources which have alternate uses. Today we will be discussing another very important concept in microeconomics that is called the central problems of an economy. Don't make a mistake, but don't forget that this topic is going to help you as long as you are studying economics, whether it is in undergraduation or post-graduation, or even when you go to do your research in economics. Whether you are studying in Indian universities or you are going to Ivy League or going to London School of Economics, these concepts are going to help you. So basically what I mean to say is the whole microeconomics is revolved around the central problems of an economy. So please follow carefully. So let's see, to catch you up and to have the continuity from the last class, basic economic problem leads to the central problems of the economy. Why do we call them central problems? Because all the economies in the world have to face it. And number two, all the other small economic problems revolve around these. That's why they're called central problems. Every economy in the world have to face it, and all the other, since we won't be able to discuss minute economic problems, we can put together all the small problems into these four major problems. That's why they're called central problems. Now ultimately, what exactly are these central problems? There are three central problems of the economy. The first one, we call it as what to produce and how much quantity. We'll be discussing in detail what to produce and how much quantity. Number two is how to produce. Number three is for whom to produce. Don't forget to remember these because they're going to help you throughout your life. Which are the three central problems of an economy? Just remember what to produce and how much quantity. Number two is how to produce, and last one is for whom to produce. So these are the three central problems. Let's discuss these three central problems in detail. To start it, we will be starting with the first central problem, that is what to produce and how much quantity. Now to remember this, so I'll rub it off and we'll be discussing each central problem in detail. So let's see here, the first one we already learned the basic economic problem of choice leads to the central problems. There are three central problems: what to produce and how much quantity, how to produce and for whom to produce. The first central problem we are talking about, this is what to produce. This is what to produce and how much, what to produce, how much quantity. Okay, what to produce and how much quantity. So now we'll put it this way. Since you can't buy everything that is available in the market because you wish. Why you can't buy everything available in the market? The simple reason behind is you don't have that many resources. Same applies to the economy. What to produce and how much quantity. Since the economy cannot produce all the goods and services it wants to produce, the economy has to decide what to produce and what not to produce. So the first central problem is what to produce and how much quantity. Since we cannot produce everything we want to produce in the economy, we have to make a choice what to produce and what not to produce. Last time I gave you an example. If you have 50,000 rupees, you obviously choose to buy a scooty. If you have 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees, maybe you go in for a mini car. If you have 10 lakhs, you go in for a big car. So you decided which car to buy and which car not to buy. Same applies to economy, what to produce and what not to produce. First to decide. After deciding what to produce, the economy has to decide how much quantity of it. What it means, so let's take it here. The economy using all its available resources, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship or enterprise, can produce a lot of things. The economy has to decide what to produce and how much quantity. In this case, we can put it this way. The economy has to decide whether to produce luxury goods or the economy has to decide or to produce necessities. So what are the luxury goods? Like luxury cars, Merc, BMW, or to produce necessities like rice, wheat. These are basic necessities, and clothes, shelter. The economy has to decide whether to produce luxury goods or necessities. Or for that matter, we can put it into another way. The economy has to decide whether to produce capital goods, big machines, or consumer. You can see it here, consumer goods. Again, consumer goods like food grains, clothes. The economy has to decide whether to produce capital goods or consumer goods. Whether to produce, economy has to decide military goods, or do you have to make a choice, civilian goods. The economy has to decide. Civilian goods, again clothes. Now, what did we conclude here? Please follow this carefully. What to produce and how much quantity. Since the economy cannot produce all the goods and services it wants to produce, the economy has to decide what to produce and what not to produce. After deciding what to produce, again the economy has to make a choice how much quantity of it. The economy has to decide whether to produce luxury goods like big cars, maybe iPhones, okay, or necessities, food grains, clothes, shelter, basic necessities. The economy has to decide capital goods. Capital goods means big machines, infrastructure, or again consumer goods. Consumer goods, same, again food grains. The economy has to decide whether to produce military goods like tanks, AK-47 rifles for the military, or civilian goods. Civilian means basically again food grains. So sum it up here, since the economy cannot produce all the goods and services, the economy has to decide what to produce and how much quantity of it. we take the example of Indian economy. In Indian economy, we cannot produce, we are producing, of course. It is not either this or that, either luxury goods or necessities. It's not as simple as that, whether capital goods or consumer goods. So we need both of them. We are producing, of course, military goods and civilian goods. Of course, we are producing both of them. The economy has to make a choice how much quantity of it. In India, we produce more of necessities and less of luxury goods. In India, we produce more of consumer goods and less of capital goods. In India, we are producing more of civilian goods and less of military goods. So that means we made a choice what to produce and how much quantity. If it is a developed economy like USA, they can give equal importance to luxury goods and necessities, capital goods and consumer goods, military goods and civilian goods. It all depends upon the development of the economy. So what to produce and how much quantity. So the guiding principle for the economy, to sum it up, the guiding principle for the economy is to choose that combination of commodities which satisfy maximum wants of the people. So guiding principle for the economy is to choose that combination of commodities which can satisfy maximum wants of the people. In India, why are we producing more of necessities than luxury goods? Why are we producing more of consumer goods and capital goods, more of civilian goods and military goods? Because that satisfy maximum wants of the people. If you're producing big cars, so we won't be able to satisfy maximum wants of the people. That's why we made a choice. I repeat once again, so we do a revision of this. If they ask you how many central problems are there are three central problems every economy has to face. Which are these three central problems? The first central problem is what to produce. The second one is how to produce. And the third one is for whom to produce. Now we'll be discussing in detail one by one in each episode, in which video. The first one we are discussing what to explain the problem of what to produce and how much quantity. Since the economy cannot produce all the goods and services it wants to produce, the economy has to decide what to produce and what not to produce. After deciding what to produce, and then the economy has one more problem, it has to decide how much quantity of it. So we can broadly classify all the goods and services the economy produces into three broad categories. The economy has to decide whether to produce capital goods or consumer goods. The economy has to decide luxury goods or necessities, or military goods or civilians. We need both of these combinations. So that's why the second. Then what is the guiding principle for any economy? The guiding principle for any economy is the economy should produce those commodities, those goods and services that can satisfy maximum wants of the people. To give a gist of it once again, there are three central problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The first central problem is what to produce and how much quantity. To put it in three sentences, since the economy cannot produce all the goods and services it wants to produce, all the commodities, the economy has to make a choice whether to produce, what to produce and how much quantity, so that they produce capital goods or consumer goods, military goods or civilian goods, consumer goods or capital goods, luxury goods or necessities. Then the economy has to choose depending upon the maximum wants of the people it wants to satisfy. That's all we have time for this episode. Till we meet next time, it's goodbye from Saddam Hussein. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment and like. Till we meet, it's goodbye.